Hi, I'm Danielle Cook, and I want to welcome you to Cooking with the Cook Sisters, brought to you by the United States Botanic Garden. We're very happy to be with you regularly to offer online cooking demonstrations and home garden tips. Today's recipe is a real comfort food, perfect for a chilly, rainy night. And it's a recipe that has lots of substitution options. But first, we're going to pay a visit to the other cook sister, Adrienne, and she's going to get us dreaming about next year's garden. So let's get started.
Hi, I'm Adrienne. Welcome to my garden. Planning for next year starts with figuring out what went well and what didn't go so well in this year's garden. What you need for that? A notebook, a camera, and a pen. Let's get going.
Can you even remember all the way back to March and April? Take notes. Keeping a visual record of your plants is a great way to follow their progress, but it also provides a blueprint for plant rotation next year. A real bright spot in my garden this year was Early Girl, a beautiful red tomato that began producing in July and just kept on growing until November. I'm definitely inviting her back. Eggplants can be tricky to grow. Asian ones are a little easier and they're so beautiful. This one is definitely on my short list. Burpee's Burpless Cucumber, crazy prolific. It's a wonderful choice for the home garden, but note to self, grow only one next year. Losers include this variegated basil variety, which gave me several gorgeous weeks, and then by midsummer petered out.
Give yourself a pat on the back for your big successes. And in December, the catalogs start arriving and the real planning begins.
The foundation to a good casserole includes celery, onions, and garlic. Today we're going to use other ingredients too. First, we're going to start by cooking some rice. And I'm using a box mix today. However, if you have leftover rice on hand, you can use that too. In addition to the foundation ingredients I mentioned, I'm going to add a little bit of fennel. There are a number of different ingredients that can work in this casserole, so feel free to mix and match. I have some rather tired mushrooms that have been in my fridge, so I'm going to mince them up. They'll add great flavor. So our vegetable lineup today will include the mushrooms, celery, onion, leeks, and fennel. Next, cut up 1 pound of chicken breasts. You could also make this casserole with leftover rotisserie chicken or even turkey. Let's check our rice. Remove it from the heat when it's almost cooked and still firm to the bite. And now let's prepare the vegetables and chicken. Melt the butter, add onions, celery, leeks, and fennel, and garlic, and saute. Cover it with a lid and give it a couple of minutes. Then add your mushrooms and chicken. I'm going to add some Italian seasoning, but you could substitute thyme or a little oregano or basil. Cover and cook a few minutes until the chicken no longer looks raw but is not completely cooked. Remove from the heat while you prepare the sauce. The sauce will include 3 tablespoons of melted butter, 1 medium-sized chopped shallot, and 3 tablespoons of flour. Keep stirring and cooking until the mixture loses its glossy sheen, about 3 minutes. And next, I'm going to add 1.5 cups of warm broth, stirring really well in between each addition. And then I'm going to add a 1/2 cup of half and half to give it a creamy finish. If you're not a dairy person, oat milk creamer is an excellent substitute, and a 1/2 teaspoon of nutmeg will round things out. Don't forget a little salt. Our 3 components are now ready to be assembled into a yummy casserole. First, the rice goes into your pan, followed by your chicken and vegetable mix. And then our creamy gravy sauce. It might seem like a lot of gravy, but the casserole will soak it all up when it bakes. A little chopped parsley will add some nice color. And I like to finish it off with a breadcrumb topping. The casserole goes into a 350-degree oven for 30 to 40 minutes until it's golden brown. Thanks so much for joining us today. We'll see you next week for a tour of Adrienne's garden and a holiday side you won't want to miss.